Yo, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna talk about OPM, how to use it, what it is, and how to get it in your real estate business so you can start buying some more houses. My name is Raul Balufe, and I flip hundreds of homes, wholesale hundreds of houses, and I will help you get that very first deal and help you scale up to 5 deals a month online. Now, the topic at hand today is other people's money, otherwise known as OPM. You've probably heard this term before. You've probably heard of banks and things, hard money lenders, private money lenders. Those are some examples of OPM. But I'm gonna share with you in this video some creative ways to get OPM. What are some pros and cons, what to do, what not to do, to be able to use it in your everyday world when you're going to buy houses or do anything in the real estate business. I'm gonna share with you my screen and I'm gonna go through an example of how I used OPM, other people's money, to purchase my second rental ever. And this is a deal I still have today. So I wanted to illustrate it to you and I'll share with you exactly how I did it step by step, and then you can use it and then we'll dive into some other stuff. So this is the house right here, 3075 Northwest 59th Street in Miami, Florida. This is what it looks like now. So this property, actually purchased it a long time ago. I'm gonna share, let's go to the public record so we can see it here actually. So sold, the wholesaler got it for this. I actually ended up buying it for $47,000, okay? See, $47,600, this is what I bought it for. Then a while back, I listed for sale for $195 just to test the market, and now it's actually worth more than that. So anyways, I bought this house for $47,000. At the time, that's kind of what it was worth in a wholesale value. Now, how did I use OPM? I used my good old mother. Love you, Mom. So I saved up some money from working, but I didn't have the full amount of cash to pay for the $47,000 for this house right here. And so what I did was I had $10,000. She said, I'll lend you 37. So she lent me the 37. And although my mom is a very nice lady, she's a shark. Okay, so my mom lent me $37,000 to purchase the house at a 15% interest rate. Okay, so just so you understand what's happening here. So my mom has been the most expensive lender I've ever had in my career. So times 0.15. So I had to pay $462 a month for that money, for the $37,000. But at the time I didn't care. I just wanted to buy it. I thought it was a good deal. So I used her money to do that. I kept working, I saved up some extra money and I repaired it little by little. Then I rented it. And then over time I paid her back with some other flips and wholesales that I did. But anyways, that's a really simple example how I got a house with $10,000 down. A family member, my mother in this case, lent me $37,000. And I know what you're thinking, but my mom doesn't have $37,000. I know, my mom didn't always have $37,000. However, there is somebody in your life, or if they're not in your life because you have broke friends, you should watch my video on how to make friends with millionaires. However, but if not, there are private money lenders or hard money lenders. You could Google, look at my screen right now. So let's say you live in Atlanta. So I do the hard money lenders in Atlanta. Boom, they're everywhere, okay? Fix and flip funding, hard money lenders in Atlanta. There's no excuses. These people will loan you on houses. That's OPM, okay? So that's just a way how I did $10,000, fixed it up, got it rented. I still own it today. It's rented now for $1,530 a month. And as you can see here, this estimate is $261, so it's worth a lot more now, okay? This is just for inspiration for you, that OPM, even from a family member, it's okay. At first I was like, man, I feel bad, like I borrowed money from my mother and stuff, but I paid her 15% interest. I didn't miss a single payment, and I paid her off within 2 years. And so she made a killing. My mom made a killing. So it was a really good business deal. But yeah, so that is an example of how to do it. So I want to go over exactly how it's used in real estate, and we can show my screen here so you could see how I broke this down. So this is the way it's used in real estate in 4 ways, okay? Number 1, to purchase the property. So when you decide, I'm going to buy a property, or I really want to buy a property, or this is the house I want to buy for an investment, you need to purchase that property. So for example, 3075, the wholesaler was selling it to me at $47,500, wherever this is at right here, $47,600, sorry. So I needed the $47,600. It was either gonna come out of cash It was either gonna come out of the bank. Hey, Brownie, you got my little puppy here. You're gonna come out of the bank, or it's gonna come out of a private money lender. So you need the freaking cash. So one way to use OPM is to purchase the home, which is what I did. I had to come 10,000 out of pocket. Nowadays, sometimes I come out zero out of pocket because some of my lenders actually know me. They know I have a really great track record, and they trust me that I'm gonna make a decisions. And they can see the deals are smoking hot deals. So they lend me 100%, and that can happen to you if you just start doing some more deals. You can use it to purchase. You could also use other people's money, OPM, to repair the property. So in some of the big lenders, these nationwide lenders, they actually will help you and pay and fund you to repair the property. So let's say that I bought this house with another private money lender that does this, or hard money lender. They would have loaned me $37,000, and let's say the repairs were $20,000. So then if the repairs were $20,000, they would give me probably up to like $15,000 to $18,000 of that. So you could actually use other people's money, not only to purchase the house, but to also repair the house. So as I go along, there's no freaking excuses for you not to get in the game if you have a little bit of money. Now, to renovate a house, I would not do this if you have zero money. I would at least have, probably $10,000 in the bank minimum, that investable $10,000 in the bank minimum to invest in a small property. So then you can use other people's money to refinance the property. So I actually did that here. It's probably not going to show up here, but after owning it for a few years, I then took it to a bank, and a bank appraised it, and then they gave me money back for the property. So I bought it for $47,000, right? I had $10,000 in, then I paid it off. I took it to a bank. The bank loaned me at the time, I think they loaned me like $90,000 on the house. So I'm all in for $47,000 plus repairs were $20,000. So I'm in there for $67,000. And then I use OPM, and this other person was a bank, okay? OPM is another person's money. That person can be a bank, it can be a lender, it can be your mother, it could be your uncle, your aunt, doesn't matter. Someone other than you, other people's money. So, and refinance it, and it's great. I got a lower interest rate than 15%, of course. And it's great. Now the property cash flows like crazy, and it's probably one of the properties I'm gonna keep forever. All right, to pay the mortgage, tenant. So this is like a little ninja one. So I was explaining this to my younger sister the other day. She was asking me about some rentals we're buying, and how I was structuring some deals with money and things like that. And she's like, wait, but so you're buying a house, you owe money to the bank, and you gotta owe, let's say you owe a $1,400 payment every month. So you owe money to the bank, that's not good. I'm like, well, it is and it isn't, because if I have the house rented for $2,000 a month and I owe the bank $1,400 a month, am I really paying that mortgage? Yes, I'm responsible for it, but I'm collecting money from the tenant, and the tenant's money pays that. So it's other people's money paying your mortgage, which is beautiful, okay? Now there's a lot of things to rent. I actually rent where I live, so there's nothing wrong with renting, but in investment ownership of properties, that is the benefit of renting. You can have other people's money the whole way through, all the way from purchase, repair, refinance, and pay it off. Pay it off. It's really a beautiful thing, and that's how you accumulate millions and millions and millions of dollars. What are the pros and cons to it? So, all right, Raul, I get the other people's money thing. I could find them. I could get them. Buy the houses is wonderful, but there has to be a catch. There is. Before we get into the catch, let's talk about some of the good. You can buy a house without credit or money. So if you see some of these infomercials, hey, I'd like to buy it, do you want to learn how to buy houses, no credit, no money down, things like that? It's possible. It's actually possible through the OPM system. Find somebody that's looking to invest in real estate, or find somebody with extra cash, pay them a nice return, more than the market, and collateralize it with a house. Make them sign a lien that they have the lien of the house if you don't pay. Very simple. Banks do that automatically, but if you do it with like your mother, your brother, your sister, your aunt, uncle, the best ways to do it is that way. You could do more with less of your cash. So even though we have cash, I still use other people's money to be able to do more. This year alone, we've purchased, I can just show you here. This year alone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus we're buying a bunch. So this year alone, we've purchased about maybe 14 properties. And I wouldn't have been able to purchase 14 properties without my own cash, without other people's money. With all my cash, I would have not been able to buy 14 properties at an average of about 170,000 each. I just would have not had the liquid cash to be able to do it. So just because you have cash does not mean you stop using OPM. You have to be smart about it. Make sure you don't get too much leverage. Make sure you don't do bad loans or buy bad houses. However, you can do more with less of your cash. So it's great. You have more flexibility to do more deals, close quicker, right? Let's say if I just invested or you just invested 50,000 of your cash, you're really kind of stuck there, but you have somebody else that's willing to lend you 50. Well, now another deal comes in, you'd be like, yeah, I can close tomorrow. So you have flexibility to do more deals. And you have the leverage, the power of the money and partnerships. So it's nice when you both do a good deal, like the deal I told you, 30-75. My mom made 15% interest on her money for 2 years. I got a great house at a great price and made a killing. She made a killing. You know, although she was my mother, she was kind of like a partner in this deal. And I feel that's a big pro to this business. A lot of people don't talk about that, but making other people money, and Zig Ziglar said it, if you make enough people money, they'll make you money, right? If you give enough people what they want, they'll give you what you want. So I feel like if you do this correctly with the OPM and you pay them well and you pay when you say you are, you don't miss payments, pay them all their money back, do what you say you do, it could form a really nice partnership over time. My lenders have been working with me for 5-7 years. They're all great, but I treat them well as well. I treat them great as well, pay them and do what I say. All right, cons. So, Raul, what's the catch? So here's some of the catches. Every investment has a risk. Just because you use OPM and you identify a good deal does not mean it's not possible that you lose money. Every investment has a risk. And this channel or this video is not intended to give you investment advice. However, I would consult with somebody that you trust for investment advice or a professional. But just know that real estate, no matter what, has some type of risk, okay? It's smaller than most other investments, depending on what you're buying and price point and things like that. However, it does have a risk. You could potentially lose your investment. With real estate, it's really tough unless you buy like some kind of tear down property that you didn't know you had to tear down. Out of hundreds and hundreds of deals, I have lost money on one deal and it still haunts me to this day. I don't have a perfect record and you probably won't, unfortunately. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But the con is if you do a deal by yourself with your own money and you lose the money, that's fine, it's yours. But losing somebody else's money, in my opinion, feels a lot worse. And it's a lot more responsibilities. So that's a big con. And typically a con is you have to get it approved and consult with a partner. So if you're using like a bank, a private money lender, a hard money lending company, or even a regular person, a lot of times they have to approve the deal, answer by email, by text, by phone call, tell their bank, send the wire, and all that can like take a little bit of time and you can't really control it. So it's kind of a con that you don't control it 100%. But I think you could see that the pros outweigh the cons greatly. All right, so what are the 3 steps for you to take away on how to buy and invest in real estate with other people's money? Very simple, and you see me talk about this all the freaking time. And the step number 1 is find a deal. Get off your ass. Get off the couch. Stop thinking. Stop learning. Go and talk to a seller. Go make offers. Go knock on doors. Go cold call. If this is what you want. If you don't want this, then don't do any of that, okay? If you actually want to buy a house and you don't want to just sit with your cats and eat Cheetos and play video games, and you want to actually live free one day, be financially independent with rental properties and things like that, talk to sellers, make offers, okay? Very simple. Step 1, find a deal. Put the numbers together behind a napkin, okay? So this one is, man, who said this? Is it Buffett? Or Munger, or man, I can't remember who said this, but basically, if you can't share your business plan from behind the napkin, right? You get a little napkin behind the napkin. If you can't write your business plan behind the napkin and you can't explain it to an investor very quickly, then you're probably not going to get the money. So I'm going to give you a little breakdown of what your napkin must read, okay? And number 1, how much is needed for the deal? The investors say, okay, how much do you need? What will the profit be? Okay, what will the profit be? Oh, we're gonna pay $20,000. Great. How long before I get my money back? I plan it's gonna be on the short end 5 months and on the long end 8 months. Got it? How much money will the investor get back and put in? So cool, if you put in 50,000, you get back 70,000 in 6 months. Very simple behind the napkin math, behind the napkin business plan. And the last step is talk to an attorney and create an agreement between you and the partner to make sure everything is legit, legal, he knows, she knows, etc. Something I like to do with my lenders is typically they have attorneys or they know attorneys, so I just tell them to do the paperwork so they feel comfortable in their attorney, then you read it over with your attorney or by yourself and approve it. So like that, they're not like, oh, I'm lending euro money, but you're using your attorney. What if you're scamming? So I'll just be like, hey, have your attorney draft up the paperwork and I'll sign it. Simple. I have OPM script that I've never shared. I don't have it online anywhere because I just didn't really think that people would want it. So, but because it was just something I built for me and my team. But if you want it, just email me at info@raulbolufe.com and I'll send you my Other People Money script so that you know exactly what not to say, what to say to be able to capture the most amount of money for your real estate deals. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you really liked what you saw, please subscribe. If you haven't liked it or subscribed already, then you're late on this train. No, I'm just kidding. Brand new to this channel, so let's get this thing going. And if you feel this would be valuable for somebody, please share it. Share it with somebody. And if you feel that other people's money would benefit them. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.